Hi Pisces. This reading is for anyone who identifies as or finds themselves very interested in a Piscean at this time in Gemini season 2019. Sorry, it took me the whole month of May to get around to doing a reading for you, Pisces. It looks like you have a decision to make currently, though, so maybe this is right on time. At this point, we are looking at, yes, the end of May, but also maybe even the second half of May. And we'll look back into the past and the root of the situation, so maybe even further back than that, maybe throughout May. But we definitely have a lot of masculine energy already coming through with the Sun and the Emperor card I didn't show you. I know was right below that, wanted to be seen as well. So we'll see how that shakes out, because then you've got the Empress card in reverse here crossing this decision you have to make. But this reading will definitely see us through Gemini season 2019. It should, since we're just getting around to it. And I'm not sure, you may have gotten a Taurus season reading as well instead of an April reading. Let me look. Yes, you did. You got a Taurus season reading. So that's just how your readings are shaking out on this channel anyway right now. That's how it's working for Sag and Cancer. And I am going to do the Gemini season reading, and then it's my intention to turn around and take a look at June immediately afterward. But we'll just, again, see how it shakes out. Pisces, what is this decision about? Where did this come from? Well, we've got the Ace of Coins, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Earth, and the root of the situation. Capricorn, Taurian, Virgo energy. And then the Ace of Cups in the more recent past. So two aces, 1-1 coming through. The root of the situation, the more recent past here, is the Ace of Water, Chalices, Cups. That's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. And then currently with the Two of Swords, that's actually Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. And then that Empress that's reverse crossing you. That can be Taurian or Cancer energy for me. I hope I haven't called you Cancers yet, Pisces, because of having that Empress on the board. But it looks like an earthly opportunity turned into an emotional opportunity in the root of the situation, and then in the more recent past. So you got an opportunity in the root of the situation, Pisces, to improve your health. An opportunity to create something real, tangible, material, security. So to make more money, to get a new job, a raise, to move to a new home, something again that makes you feel healthier and more secure, maybe wealthier, through the opportunity to expand on something material. And then in the recent past, you have this emotional opportunity, this opportunity for new love or renewed love, perhaps. The Devil card here is in the outcome of the situation. So there's some Capricorn energy specifically. And I'm going to pull a couple of clarifiers for us as well, Pisces, and then I'll let you see what I'm looking at. Not clarifiers. I'm going to pull a couple pieces of advice, and then when I pull clarifiers, I'll let you look at this with me. I'll spin this around and put the camera down on the cards, so you can see them with me. It's like this decision that you have to make currently, Pisces. It's like there is a divine feminine energy around you, likely a mature feminine energy, in some sense of the word, right? Maybe a mother figure in your life, a mother figure to you, or the mother of your children, perhaps, Pisces. or just a divine feminine energy in general. Could be a divine feminine counterpart. Any of those divine feminine energies that I listed there. But it's like, because they're reversed and crossing this decision currently, it's like you currently feel like this decision is partly theirs, or you're letting it be partly theirs because they're sad or upset about, in regards to this decision you have to make. It's sort of a fork in the road, and it's very much influencing your decision. You feel like it partly belongs to them, or their feelings about it, their attitude toward it is just really persuading you in one direction or the other, causing you to lean in one direction or the other here. I think you feel trapped by it because this Eight of Swords, is in your advice, is your first advice card out, and so I think you feel trapped by this woman's, this feminine energy's feelings on the matter, and it's your decision to make. You are at a crossroads, but I think you're allowing yourself to feel like she deserves some of this decision, or she deserves you to take the way she feels about your decision into consideration. You've also got 2 8s on the table. You've got 2 1s and then you've got 2 8s, because in the near future you've got the 8 of Cups, chalices, water, but it's reversed. So some of you, this is shaking out in a way where you don't walk away from this woman. You don't walk away from this feminine energy because she's sad for you too. She doesn't want you to move out. She doesn't want you to break up. She doesn't want you to move on without her and leave her behind. And in the near future, at least, you are not. But if your connection with her, regardless of what particular specific type of relationship it is, right? If your connection with her is toxic, is unhealthy, is not helping you to be your authentic self, to be the epitome of who and what you can be, not helping you to reach your potential, actually stifling that potential, unhealthy for you in some sense, then in the outcome of the situation, you are breaking that chain. You are releasing that toxic energy. You do, by the end of Gemini season, it looks like, decide to go ahead and move on and away from that sad, upset, maybe sick feminine energy. And again, maybe a Cancer or Taurus, specifically in particular, possibly. But also, like I said, I always say don't get hung up on the signs, but in this instance specifically, because it could just be a mother figure, or just a mature woman, someone you thought who was a divine partner for you. And I guess we're getting you a third piece of advice because I kept shuffling for one. The 7 of Coins in reverse, and you've got the 4 of Cups here as well. Yeah, maybe a Cancerian energy specifically, since that's on the bottom of the deck. But there's also a message here that what this reading is about for you, Pisces, is just needing to prioritize, I think, your own personal goals, because you've been offered these opportunities for more money, for more abundance, for more love, maybe to share openly with a lot of people. Maybe you're a speaker, or just the work you do is public, because this Ace of Cups is also sharing openly. But it's but there are opportunities coming in for you, for new beginnings, for new starts, for a healthier way of life, a richer way of life, a happier way of life, a more loving situation. These opportunities are coming in, and I think that's a big part of your fork in the road. You're feeling you have to resist these new opportunities for money, love, abundance, again, wealth, health. Maybe multiple opportunities. Maybe that's the same one. Maybe it's multiple opportunities because of this woman. Because again, like we said, she doesn't want you to leave her behind. But ultimately, if it's unhealthy, if there's something unhealthy about the connection that makes you feel trapped, ultimately, by the end of Gemini season, I see you addressing what is toxic about it and getting away from it. Maybe simply addressing what is toxic about the connection because you feel you can't leave her behind. And that's wonderful, looks wonderful from my personal point of view as well. You know, whether you're just addressing the toxicity in the connection and dealing with that, or just getting away from the connection in general because you've decided it's too toxic. Either way, you're handling it. You're making it healthier for you by the end of this season, regardless of what that means you have to do. And it means you have to turn one of these offers down, right? It does mean that you have to withdraw from an offer with this in your Four of Cups. Now, this is telling you that someone is making an offer to you that you're withdrawing from because you're focused on something that you can't have, focused on the past. And for some of you, you are resisting this offer because you really don't want what's being offered. And you want a period of withdrawal. For others of you, you're resisting these, you know, financial and or emotional new beginnings. Because these are just seeds, right? These aces are just seeds. They have to be watered. So they are just opportunities that you can turn down, you can drift away from, you can forget about, you know, you can fail to take advantage of. And some of you are turning those down because you're not wanting to walk away from this divine feminine energy who has such an influence over your decision making right now. And maybe just in general. Some of you, a lot of you, it's an offer from this Empress that you are going to, by the end of Gemini season, like I said, you are going to walk away from because things have just been taking too long to improve with this person, with that energy. Like I said, if it's been toxic, if it's been unhealthy, then I see you walking away by the end of Gemini season. And by Cancer season, plowing ahead toward your goals, mowing everything down that stands in the way of you reaching your goal, just deciding that you're committed to and prioritizing the ends, whatever the means need to be, right? Pisces, you're feeling a surge of confident, youthful energy because of whatever this personal goal is that's a ways in the distance, and you're just dedicating yourself to it. You're just making the decision that you're not going to give up until you get there. But if you're going to continue to deal with this sick or sad or simply upset divine feminine energy as you charge forward toward that goal, have in mind that you're going to be carrying the weight of some imbalance with you. Probably because she's feeling unhealthy, sick, sad, emotionally upset, emotionally unwell. And that could, you know, bleed into psycho-spiritually unwell, of course. But it's probably somebody that you have fond memories with, somebody that you have nostalgia for certain times that you spent with that person, right? That's got to be why it's so hard to walk away, and why here in the near future you're not. And things can really change over the course of a season. We're already almost a week into Gemini season, but we do have 3 weeks left. And like I said, this might be looking back through May or before, even if you take into consideration the root of the situation. But I certainly think it'll look forward through Gem season. And I think this the weight of this imbalance, this emotional unwellness probably is something that you've been carrying for a lot longer than any of that anyway, Pisces. And it's not that this Empress can't represent a divine feminine aspect of yourself that's feeling upset or unwell in some way. It certainly can. Certainly can. We are going to draw a few clarifiers while these cards are facing you, though, just so we can get more specific and more clear. The ones are telling me, it's two ones here, but it's telling me that you're headed toward your thoughts manifesting into reality pretty readily, pretty quickly. But it's a matter of taking advantage of these opportunities to communicate, to improve your health and wealth, to open up and share with people who understand you, who hear your message, who feel your love, who appreciate your work, to have a material and emotional new beginning. There's just something that you've been waiting on for a very long time that you may need to consider scrapping and giving up on because it is mentally blocking you and trapping you because you're letting it. And I really think that it's this unwell divine feminine energy or a, you know, a toxic situation and connection with that person. But yeah, again, I do want to emphasize that I really just see the toxicity ending. So that might mean for some of you, you're just addressing what's unhealthy about the connection because you don't want to walk away. You want to work on it. Even though the work is taking a long time, you don't want to give up on it. For some, you're going to resist those other opportunities to stay with this divine feminine. And for others, you're going to resist the opportunity to stay with her because you want the new emotional material beginning. It's definitely split, but we'll get clarifiers and see which one we're going to expand on, I guess. So Pisces, you really are of two minds about this. Part of you wants to focus on the Empress because she's an important person in your life. She has amazing qualities, great aspects. Your connection or her behavior lately just isn't healthy, isn't for, you know, in your best interest, for your highest good. But you still stand by the woman that you know and probably love. She's showing up in your reading. Certainly have respect for at least a past version of her, which could be what you're staring and looking back at while you allow new opportunities to pass you by. But she's really affecting your work. She's affecting you being able to work toward that goal that I said you have this youthful, confident energy related to. That imbalance, like we talked about, is really weighing that movement forward down. And you've got this mindset, or you can feel it coming on at least, that you don't want to let anything stand in your way as you get to that goal. And she's becoming something that is standing in your way, or maybe has been for a while, and you've been waiting for things to improve for a while. You've certainly been waiting for a certain amount of prosperity for a while, and as you're waiting for your coin to improve, you're waiting for your money, your finances, your wealth, your income, your resources to improve in some specific area or in general. You're realizing that the imbalance in your relationship with or within this divine feminine is really keeping that from happening. And so that's what you feel like you have to choose between. What you are working on, the prosperity associated with that work, because we do have 3 8s on the table now, which is speaking loudly about prosperity being on the way to me. You feel like you're choosing between that, your work, your prosperity, your money and finances and material wealth improving, or seeing a situation through with this Empress, who used to be someone who embodied divine feminine qualities to you, but now really just represents this sadness and maybe sickness and upset and emotional unwellness specifically, I think. So Let's go ahead and illuminate her a little bit more. Seven of Fire. I want to illuminate these aces as well. Let's get one on the Ace of Coins and then one on the Ace of Cups. Two fours show up on top of those two ones. So your thoughts are wanting to manifest into reality. You're right on the verge of it. And you're also right on the verge of knowing that you have nothing to fear. By the end of Gemini season with this Devil in reverse, no matter how you handle the situation, no matter what opportunity you turn down, you are addressing that toxicity. And once you reach that place, you will fully know what the fours are trying to tell you now, what is trying to come through to you now, which is that there really is nothing to fear here. You're mulling over this decision, so afraid to upset her, so afraid to upset the connection, so afraid to move on from it and lose something irreplaceable, just afraid to make the decision because no matter what, you lose something that you're afraid you won't get another opportunity at, right? Or you're afraid you're not supposed to ignore, you're not supposed to let go of for whatever reason. But there just really is nothing to fear. You will choose the path that is meant for you. If you don't choose the healthiest thing for you now, then you will continue to learn lessons that are meant for you until you do choose the healthiest path for you. If your intuition, your senses when you are silent and alone, meditating and contemplating in solitude and stillness, if your intuition and inner wisdom in that space guides you toward a path that doesn't feel like the healthiest thing at present, but it feels like what's meant for you, then again, same thing. You will continue to learn what you need to learn on that path, and it may be illuminated by the end of Gemini season that was the healthiest choice. If you can still yourself in this meditative state, you will find which opportunities and paths are really meant for you at this time. So now we have 4 8s, actually. So there's a lot of communication happening with you and this divine feminine energy here. This mother, this mature woman, this potentially partner of yours in some sense. In any case, whoever it shakes out to be specifically for you as an individual, there's a lot of hot, heavy, intense, fast communication happening with them about the fact that you're not walking away, that you can't walk away, that they don't want you to walk away. She's in a place where she's trying to stand up for something that she really believes in. Maybe your connection itself. Maybe fighting for you because you have received a new loving offer and opportunity for new or renewed love with someone else also from your past. Maybe that's the nostalgic soulmate energy we saw coming through, or someone completely brand new. Like I said, this could be new or renewed love. But with the 4 of Swords showing up here, it's really saying that whether or not this emotional, loving opportunity is for you or not, you've got to go within and listen to your inner wisdom and listen to your intuition about that. A lot of you probably are like a soldier coming out of battle at this time because you know, there's a reason why you're considering walking away from this person currently, this divine feminine energy, right? There's a reason why you're considering taking new beginnings, other offers that would take you away from her. And she's been unwell for a while. This love has seemed like it may be false, even unrequited for a while. All has not been what it seems. There's been confusion. You felt lost. You felt anxious. And in regards to her state and this connection with her, and then recently, I think you've been disillusioned about it a little bit. It's finally taken enough time and energy from you that you're beginning to feel like, you know, for sure it's unhealthy, it's toxic, it's not meant to be, it's taking too long, it's keeping you from prosperity, that can't be what's right for you. And of course that decision is going to be each and every one of yours to make as an individual. But if it's putting you in this constant state of anxiety, fear, doubts, sleepless nights, again, unable to get work done, unable to produce enough income for yourself because of it, if it's affecting your health and wellness on that level, then it definitely looks like the reading is saying you're heading toward detaching from that, unchaining yourself from that energy. And it may just be for a time, right? Maybe you just can't accept the offer right now. Her offer right now, not these other two. These other two, I do think that there's some fear around these other two. You need to meditate. You're trying to hold on to what you have. And I think that this financial or material, physical opportunity that you've been offered in the root of the situation for a new home, a new job, a raise, etc., I think that is an opportunity to hold on to. Watering that particular financial seed may mean investing in it, right? It may require some money. Yeah, that opportunity seems like one to hold on to. And this opportunity here, seems like one you need to meditate on. Show gratitude for everything that you already have in your life, and then ask the question to yourself, does this opportunity fit? Does it improve upon those things, right? Because that's this energy as a soldier after battle, showing gratitude for life, showing gratitude for those things that helped him to survive the battle, for those things that he has left thereafter, right? Some of you are trying to conceive, and you thought you did in the root of the situation. And that might have a lot to do with why this feminine energy is sick and sad, because now you are trying to conceive again after you thought you had and found out that you need to try again. Actually, you tried really hard to hold on to that first child, and now the feminine in the situation is in an incubation period where she's seeing if this one's going to take, if this pregnancy is going to be healthier, right? But her state, whether it's yours or your partner's, her state is so sad and worried and anxious and upset that she might be refusing an offer from the divine and not knowing it, because energetically she's in that state of worry and fear, and she's attracting the worst by expecting it. And maybe both of you are attracting the worst by expecting it. So there's a message there too, just for some who that resonates with, to really release the fear. There are 3 4s, which is a clear message to me. 1, 2, 3 4s is a clear message to me that there is nothing to fear. Literally, the thing that is going to upset this pregnancy, or this creation, or someone is not creating something, we could specifically be talking about trying to create a child and failing and trying again, right? But if not a child, then something that is like a baby, like whatever this goal is that you're headed toward. Maybe it's an artistic creation, because this is, a mother, a nurturer, a creator of something, specifically someone for some of you. But yeah, there's a need to release any fear around trying to conceive or create this person or thing, because it's the fear that is stopping it from happening. It's the anxiety, it's the worry, it's the doubt, it's the negativity, it's the sadness, it's the emotional unwellness that is energetically refusing an offer, that is actually resulting in the consequences of the creation not happening. But I do see this woman, this divine feminine, in a state of trying to rally support, maybe from you, maybe from herself, from others around her, and or trying to stand up for what she believes. Like I said, maybe the connection, maybe if we are talking about a pregnancy, maybe the way that she thinks that it should be handled. Because this is a slow process, there are a lot of options, a lot of paths to be taken in regards to something like that. Any creation, though. And her strength is being tested at the same time that the two of you are trying to communicate about something that you've never tried to communicate about before, or that you know, always continues to be very difficult to communicate about, no matter how many children you've had. You know, it's an emotional, hormonal, painful, stressful, anxious process at times, right? It doesn't have to be that way through the whole thing, but it certainly can be at some points moving through it. And in some ways, for those of you that storyline applies, in some ways that is what has brought you to this crossroads. But yeah, expecting the worst can attract it to you with the Nine of Fire down there, and that may be why some of you are not accepting new offers of stability, new offers of security and health and wealth, new offers of love and abundance and opportunities to communicate openly with people, right? Yeah, some of you are turning down these new opportunities because you're afraid it's going to turn out the same way that things turned out with this divine feminine who's upset and sad and unwell now. I've just been all about clarifiers today. I did this in the lunar pool as well. I should probably go ahead and end this recording. We're just going to get one more. Oh, two more. Yeah, this is quite the battle for you, Pisces. This is a decision I believe you need to make with head over heart in general. But I'm not saying to ignore what your heart space wants, but you need to be logical about what you need. And if nothing else, then this is saying be honest with yourself about what you want and what you need. Know thyself. I think you've gotten lost in this situation because the Ace of Swords is also saying know thyself. What is it that you want and that you need? This is quite the mental battle. It's taking a lot of energy from you. You might be having verbal battles with her as well, with this divine feminine character, or it may all be within you, a mental battle that you're having, two sides of you warring. But like I said, there's intense, fast, passionate communication, and a lot of it in the near future regarding this, the fact that you're going to decide not to walk away. Now, this is just the path that you're on now, so you can still deviate from it, you know, and you change it and edit it if you want to, but I love where you're heading with the Devil card here in reverse. Again, last time, you're addressing the toxicity and the unhealthiness in the situation one way or another. In terms of needing this prosperity to finally manifest and having waited a long time to see it come through, you're really applying your mind to that situation as well. And you may be overthinking it. You may be applying your mind too much to that situation. You may be overthinking the financial situation and feeling too much into the emotional situation. You may be allowing your heart to make a decision that your mind should chime in on, and using your mind to overthink and overstress about money worries that could be a lot simpler. Like I said, hang on to this opportunity and the root of the situation that is a material, physical opportunity for wealth, for health, for something tangible, and go into a state of a gratitude meditation, right? in order to completely alone, in complete solitude, in order to contemplate your way through whether or not you want this emotional one. Even if they're one and the same, right? That's the advice for them. But this situation is you at war with yourself, whether there's someone else involved or not. You trapping yourself. You allowing your choices to be taken out of your hands, your decisions to be made for you. You feeling like a victim of circumstance, a victim of a relationship that's gone sour, whether it's romantic or not. And you're not a victim. You're in charge. It's your choice. The choice just isn't easy. And there, in some opportunity is going to have to be turned down. Yes, you can't stay with her and take advantage of both of these two new beginnings. There is a matter of deciding. So someone will be let down. Someone will be upset. And generally speaking, we just want to make sure that's not ourselves. Because if we're not leading our lives, who is? You do always have to live your life for you. Now, the only case in which I would edit that statement a little bit is if we are talking about a birth and conception, then of course that part of you that may be emerging into the world is what you prioritize caring for, right? But that is very specific for some that we're talking about a literal, actual, physical birth. It is here. The message is here. It's on the table. So that's the case for some. But this is another message here with the Knight of Swords upright, to meditate frequently. And meditate frequently in regards to your financial concerns as well. Or whatever it is in your life that is taking too long to manifest, that you may have to give up on. And it may be this Divine Feminine's wellness, her health, is taking too long to turn back around. Meditate frequently. Meditate frequently on whether or not you're going to take this new emotional opportunity, on whether or not you're ready to give up on something that it feels like you've been waiting too long on. Because these choices are heavy and they're personal and they have to be yours. This reading, this reader, this table, no outside influence can tell you what you should do. You are at a crossroads, and that choice and those crossroads, those paths belong to you. Those potentials belong to you. And it shakes out differently for everyone. Regardless, you're getting this toxicity out of your life and you're getting to this goal. You might carry the weight of someone's imbalance with you if that's the path for you as you go. But if that's the case, you're still addressing the unhealthiness and the toxicity, and you're not allowing any sort of mistreatment to continue because someone's not well, because someone's not happy. If you're going to carry it with you, then you're only going to do so because you're ready to address what's toxic and unhealthy. If you can't carry that weight with you to reach this goal, you're going to do what's best for you, and by the end of Gemini season, like I said, you're going to cut the chains, you're going to cut it out. We always strive for a balance in all things, right? We're not always in that balance. We're not always perfectly balanced. We pretty much never are. We're always striving for it, though, in all areas, in all things. And some decisions need to rely more on the heart, and some decisions need to rely more on the mind and logic. Pragmatism, being realistic. And sometimes happiness lies on the other side of allowing yourself to make a head over heart decision. Sometimes your intuition is telling you to let your mind and your logic make a decision. You deserve an equal give and take of energy in your life, regardless. In finances and love, any energy that you output, we all deserve an equal give and take of that energy. We have to give and we have to receive, but we deserve that balance too, right? We deserve it. And I think that that's the type of security that this financial opportunity that we see here in the root of the situation can offer you. I think that's why you're advised to hold on to that one. And if the emotional and the financial is all mixed up, the message is repeatedly meditate frequently on this so you can listen to your intuition about making this decision. And I think that your own intuition will agree and also say this is the time to let your mind and your logic and your pragmatism really weigh in. It's not cold. It's not heartless. It's indicative of somebody who knows they deserve to be happy and wants to meet that happiness. It's probably very authentic of your character. So we will leave it at that, Pisces. I will leave it in your capable hands from there forward. I know I can. If you need a private reading from me, or if you would like one, scroll down to the description box below. I've got all of your options listed there. There are links, and you can find all the information you need, including my email address, LunarticksTarot@gmail.com. So you can go ahead and order directly there from the description, or I'm happy to work with you through email first if you want to talk about what kind of reading you want. Let me know what sort of specifics are there to look at. You can tell me your astrological makeup if you'd like, or anyone else's in your situation. Ask specific questions. And I will say that when we can get more specific, if you want to give me more specific information, that's when we can get more specific answers normally. So that's just the way that works. And I also want to thank you all for all of your support, for your donations and your orders and your likes and subscribes and comments and emails, messages. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so appreciated, and I do love to hear how the readings resonate when they do. I hope you make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. Again, this is a snapshot of the path that we're on now. It's nothing to feel boxed in by or determined by. We do this so that you can edit things about this path if it looks like it's full of pitfalls we'd rather avoid, right? So with that, Pisces, I love you. And I will post another reading for you very soon. I hope and think it will be a June 2019 reading. Enjoy Gemini season.